everyone, it is I, Dark Symphony 777 with another fanfiction reading. As always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts of the story, and finally, this is my opinion. My opinion is not indicative of everyone in the world, so please respect that. So, I'm here with Trixie's Winter Wrap-Up by a Black Belt. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. I have to sing. This is going to be painful. No, Trixie. It's gonna be painful for Trixie too. Yeah, well, let's just get into it. Trixie was sleeping soundly in her bed. The blankets wrapped tightly around her to keep the cold of winter off of her. She was looking forward to a long, restful morning. She intended to stay in bed all day, if possible. Then a voice reached her ears. 3 months of winter coolness and festive holidays. I'm bad at singing. I'm bad at a lot of stuff. Don't judge me. Trixie shifted in her sleep. She could have sworn she heard Lyra singing, but that was silly. Trixie kept her eyes shut. We kept to our hoofsies warm at home. Time off from school to play. Cheerily. Trixie was half tempted to get out of bed for that, but kept her eyes firmly shut, and her body in the lying down position. I think that's misspelled. Is that misspelled? Yeah. I think that's misspelled. Huh. Okay, then. But the food we're stored is running out, and we can't grow in this cold. Okay, hearing Carrot Top singing was a little but weird. Okay, then. But Trixie was determined to sleep the morning away. And even though I love these clouds, it's time to end the cold. Trixie's eyes sprung up as she sat up in bed. Raindrops? Singing? She shouted, scarcely able to believe what she had heard. She looked around the room, hoping to find the source of this impossibility. She then thought for a moment. I must have been dreaming. She convinced herself and lied back down, intent on continuing her sleep. Winter wrap-up, winter wrap-up. Oh, this is so bad. Let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap-up, because tomorrow spring is here. I don't want to sing anymore. Oh, why did I agree to this? Why? Yes, I'm interrupting the story a lot because this story is so cringy. Trixie sprung out of bed, pulled aside the curtains, and opened the window with such force that she was lucky it didn't break. Outside, she saw what seemed to be the entire population of Ponyville wearing colored vests doing various chores that, as near as Trixie could guess, involved wrapping up winter. She noticed Cheerily singing to a group of foals. Her students? The time has come to welcome spring and all things warm and green. But it's also time to say goodbye. It's winter, we must clean. We must all help to see this through. Here's what every pony does. We'll do it all without magic. We'll do it just because. Trixie was disgusted by how bad that rhyme was. Winter wrap-up, it's a special holiday cheer. Winter wrap-up, because tomorrow spring is here. Blah, 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 blah. Trixie cursed how easily it was to get that chorus stuck in her head. But then she noticed Ditsy flying up a bit and taking a deep breath. Bringing home the southern birds, a Pegasus job begins, and clearing all the gloomy skies to make the snowing end. Trixie then saw raindrops fly up into the air next to Ditsy. As she took over the melody, we move the clouds, we melt the white snow. When the moon comes, a silver beauty will glow. Trixie vaguely wondered whether the town had planned this before. That annoyingly catchy chorus began again. Winter wrap-up, let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap-up, till tomorrow spring is here, because tomorrow spring is... Kill me. Just kill me. No, better yet, kill Trixie too. She doesn't want to be here. She clearly does not want to be here. Just go back to bed, Trixie. No. The crowd of ponies outside seemed to all be pointing to Trixie's right. Trixie followed the crowd's instruction until she came upon Lyra apparently singing with some squirrels. Little critters hibernate under the snow and ice. Wake up all the sleepyheads so quietly and nice. Trixie then noticed Bon Bon sliding up beside Lyra as she took over the melody. We help them gather up their food, fix their home below. We welcome back the southern birds so their families can grow. Trixie decided to ignore how much emphasis put on the words family and growing before they occurred. The chorus stated, "Oh yes, because Lyra." Winter wrap up, let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap up, cause tomorrow spring is here. Oh, I'm not even halfway through. Trixie was momentarily distracted by Bon Bon planting a giant kiss on Lyra's cheek, and just really trying to repress all the trauma Bon Bon's been responsible for in the months since Trixie had moved to Ponyville, before she heard Carrot Top singing. No easy task to clear the ground, planting all our crops. We'll make sure we'll all have food, even if we work nonstop. Trixie couldn't help but notice Carrot Top giving a death glare, or at least a shady facsimile of one, towards Applejack as she sung that line. Carrots, comtox, celery stalks, and colorful flowers too. We must work so very hard, it's just so much to do. Trixie couldn't resist singing along this time. Winter wrap up, let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap up, cause tomorrow spring is here. Please, give me. Trixie yawned loudly. As catchy as the song was, she couldn't let herself be distracted from her ever-important sleep schedule. She closed the window and thought to herself as she lumbered back to bed. Now that I heard the autumn sing, I can get back to bed. Don't know why they work so hard, but waking up I dread. I know they'll manage without me. I know the way. I'll crawl under the sheets and sleep in today. Trixie ignored the chorus this time as she settled back into bed before the worst possible thing happened. Some pony knocked on her front door. Crap, she thought to herself as she dragged herself from the bed once again, this time levitating her hat and cape out of her closet and donning them as she went to answer the door. She was instantly faced with an annoyed-looking politician. Miss Representative, the mayor of Ponyville very slowly began, I would expect one of your station to set a good example and show up on time for the start of winter wrap-up. Why am I so... Okay, I had to turn off my phone real quick. Let me get back to this. Yeah. Why would I need to show up? Winter wrap-up is just the start of spring anyway. Just leave it to the change team and call it a day. Trixie dismissively waved a hoot and made to close the door so she can get back to her precious sleep. The mayor stuck out a hoof, stopping the door's progress. Miss Representative, I don't know how things run in Canterlot, but here in Ponyville, we don't leave it to some busybody out-of-towners to change the season. Ponyville is proud to be one of the few cities left that gets the whole community to pitch in and help out. And that means you, Miss Representative. Trixie was about to argue, but the mayor held up a letter instantly. Trixie recognized the writing style upon it. Luna wrote the mayor a letter? Trixie feared whatever madness was on the letter as she gently grabbed it out of the mayor's hooves and began to read it. Madame Mayor of Ponyville, Trixie is going to be helping Miss Rarity with her work this winter wrap-up. To apologize for the inconvenience Trixie caused during the Longest Night Festival. Trixie has already received a letter detailing as much. However, I feel it necessary to send you a letter of you to ensure this occurs. Your princess, Luna Equestris. Trixie was about to argue that no, she did not receive such a letter until she felt it. Something in her trademark hat, which sat upon her head. Which seconds ago was completely empty, now suddenly had something in it, as if it had been magically teleported there. Trixie angrily looked off into the distance, at the gray city of Canterlot, which was visible in the distance. Even though Trixie couldn't see her, she knew somewhere in that city, her teacher was laughing at her. Better get this over with. And then you wave the ribbon through the twigs. I don't know, why am I adding an R to that word? Through the twigs of straw, but not too tightly, and remember that the ribbons need to stand out, but not too much, and as Rarity ranted on and on about the finer points of making a nest, Trixie's thought could focus only on one thing. I'm pretty sure I could plead a temporary insanity defense at the trial. Everyone would buy it. Heck, I'm even sure Luna would buy it. Miss Lunamoon, are you paying attention? Rarity yelled. Yes, Rarity lied. Yes, Trixie lied. Rarity's eyes narrowed. Then a small smirk came to her face. Very well then. Miss Lunamoon, prove it. Rarity pointed a hoop at a small table that sat outside her boutique. Make a nest. Well, better start prepping that insanity defense. Trixie thought to herself as she slowly walked up to the table. bidding farewell to the last relatively peaceful moments of the day before Rarity's whining would ruin the rest of it. Trixie stared at the materials that sat upon the table. Twigs, ribbon, and straw. She desperately tried to recall the directions gave her. She suddenly realized she hadn't learned anything, so she did what she did best. Improvise! She grabbed the twigs, straw, and ribbon with her magic and lifted them in the air, twirling them in the air and showing off a little for her one-mare audience before bringing the materials together and, Miss Lulamoon, I am shocked at your behavior. Rarity sounded appalled and just a tiny bit angry. Huh? It is tradition in Ponyville to not use magic during winter wrap-up. Trixie laughed. A good joke. Now watch as I put this nest together. This is not a laughing matter. Tradition must be followed, Rarity insisted. Insanity defense. A deep refuge of Trixie's mind insisted, before she banished the thought from her head. With a sigh, she put the materials back onto the table and used her hooves to make a nest. This nest is going to be ugly, and then she'll yell at me. This day keeps getting better and better. Rarity eyed the nest, a discerning look in her eye. Miss Lunamoon, this nest... Trixie knew the whining was about to start. Trixie shuddered as she prepared herself mentally and physically for the incoming tirade. It is the best possible nest I've ever seen! How do you do it? The smile lit Rarity's face, her eyes still drawn to the nest. What? Scroll it. A magician never reveals her secrets. Now let us make more nests for the birds, Trixie loudly proclaimed. It was a few hours later when the first major disaster struck. Oh no! Trixie yelled. Like Rarity yelled. So where was I? I got a call from my boss. Where was I? Oh yeah. Oh no! Rarity yelled. Trixie looked, seeing a very distressed-looking Rarity. What's the matter? Trixie asked calmly. Rarity's jaw dropped. How can you be so calm? This disaster will ruin the entire rest of the nest. Trixie was immediately more serious. If the nest are ruined, then Luna will make me help Rarity with something else. Time to pull off the impossible. Calm down, Rarity. What happened? Trixie took several deep breaths before she described what happened. It's horrible! We run out of red ribbons. All we have left is green! Such a horrid color. Of all the worst possible things to happen, this is the worst possible thing. Trixie could only stare at as a fainting couch rammed its way through the front door of Carousel Boutique and planted itself next to Rarity, whereupon Rarity immediately put it to use. Trixie decided not to waste any more time and just get back to making nests, but not before making an opinion of hers known. Green looks cooler than red anyway. No? Okay. The sun was slowly beginning to drip down below the high horizon, where all the nests were finally completed. I still see green is ugly, despite how passable you made the nest look, Rarity commented, overlooking the nest that had been made. Trixie was proud to see that her own nest not only looked prettier than Rarity's, but there were also more. Ha! Take that, you fashionista. Trixie thought to herself, resisting the overwhelming urge to gloat loudly. Well, that's a job well done by both of us. Well, so since everyone in Ponyville helps out, winter should be wrapped up, right? Trixie asked, now looking forward to enjoying the first night of spring. But Trixie noticed something odd when she asked that question. Rarity's posture seemed to slump. Ah, yes. You weren't here last year. Or the year before that, Rarity said. Trixie raised an eyebrow. Ponyville hasn't been on time with winter wrap-up for the last 10 years, Rarity admitted. Trixie was about to ask whether she was kidding, but then Trixie looked around. Snow on the ground? Yes. Animals still sleeping? Yes. Clouds in the sky? Yes. Ponies still running around, trying to get things done? Yes. Who's in charge? Trixie asked, very annoyed at the fact that as hard as she worked that day, and as insisted the mayor and the backstabbing Luna was for cooperation, that the nest seemed to be the only thing done on time. You know, I never thought to ask, Rarity said, beginning to wonder about that herself. The two mayors exchanged glances briefly before the unspoken plan was agreed upon. Well, I'm not the one in charge, the mayor admitted when the nest team confronted her. They had found the mayor sitting in her office in town hall, drinking some bourbon, which Trixie definitely did not consider taking. Then who is? Trixie asked, her annoyance glowing. The mayor's answer caused Trixie to bring her hoof to her face. So no one's in charge. I let the ponies do their own thing, and everything works out in the end, the mayor admitted, reaching for another sip of her bourbon bottle. It's any defense. You even had a witness here. You could pull it off! Trixie shook her head, removing the straight thought from her head. She then stared at the mayor. You got me out of bed, made me work in this with this crazy fashion mayor. Trixie ignored the sound of indignation that escaped Rarity's lips and spoke of how much pride Ponyville had when it comes to making winter wrap up a community effort. Yet you've been late for the past decade, and in fact have no direction whatsoever. Am I correct in this, Miss Mayor? Yes, the mayor answered, clearly nervous. I'm going to bed. Good night. Okay, so that's the story. This is okay. I don't have anything else to say about this because except for the fact I hate the fact that I had to sing. I can't sing worth a dang. Come on, all you agree with me? I can't sing, or do you want to be like Luna and say I can't sing? La 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 la. See, that's bad singing. All right, I'll see you next time. Peace.